Howdy, howdy, it's Crafty Grinding back again with an Arena Cutoff video for Marvel Contest of Champions. Today I cover round one results from the Medusa and Old Man Logan arenas, then jump into some round two predictions for those same arenas. But before we get started, I just want to say congratulations to Ben N. Quick shout out for Ben N for making it back on the field and even having some early returns with that. Home run this past weekend. Congratulations, Ben. Glad to see everything's great with the eye. Welcome back. But anyway, let's get back to the arena cutoff info. First of all, let's take a look at round one results. And first, you can see with the four-star feature Medusa, she came in at 16.5 million, with the top 10% coming in at 4.5 million, and the 11% tier at 1.7 million. Then we take a look at the four-star basic. Old Man Logan came in at 2.11 million, and the 11 to 25% tier at 1.52 million. Then finally, when we look at the three-star feature Medusa Arena, top 10% was 1.51 million, and 11 to 25% was 652,000. So how did this compare to the actual trend line predictions? So we can see with the four-star feature that the actual results outperformed the predictions. So they basically a million higher, which was, as you can see, quite unexpected based off of the last couple, but maybe not a total shock given the interest that a lot of folks have in Medusa and the fact some early returns show her being a better player in the game. Now with the and so unfortunately that's a bad prediction. Now when we look at the four-star basic though, Old Man Logan had a really good that prediction was almost spot on, and same thing with the three-star feature Medusa. So very good predictions. The trends really held there, and it was really just the four-star feature where we had some unexpected returns. In this case, a million higher than what was expected. Now, when we look at another arena that just recently closed, a second round, I should say, that was very similar. So when we had a Kingpin, another new champ, and a Black Panther, a very low interest four-star basic champ, you can see that a couple things we can definitely take into this, specifically around the four-star basic arena and the three-star feature arena. First, with the four-star basic arena, 5 out of the last 7 low interest arenas like this had similar cutoffs between round one and round two. That means those numbers aren't changing that much. And then when we look at the three-star feature for Medusa, and look at the past 5 or 6, there's been a 200,000 cutoff difference between round one and round two. When we start looking at the trend lines, you can see that this really sticks through. First of all, but if we look at the four-star feature, you'll notice that one of the things that it talked about was the last out of the two four-star features with the new champ, there was a very similar round one and round two cutoff, and you can see this actually on the line between Dr. Octopus and Kingpin. Now that only happened the last 2 times, so it's not necessarily a trend. So we I can't really take that into consideration when doing the prediction. It's something to kind of keep in the back of your mind if you want to go after Medusa in round two. Then it might be another 16.5. But what we've seen before that, and what's traditionally has been the case, is that there's been a big drop off when you look at Yondu, Carnage, Vulture. Or, I'm sorry, Green Goblin. You can see that there's been a big drop off between round one and round two. That's happened more times over the last past, but the most recently, there's been some very similar numbers. Now, when you look at the four-star basic, as the recap was showing, 5 out of the last 6 of these low interest, most recently Black Panther and Iron Man, round one and round two have been very similar. And when you look at the three-star feature with Kingpin and Dr. Octopus, Green Goblin, Vulture, Spider-Man, I mean, you could go as far back as you want. Every time from round one to round two, there's a pretty significant drop-off. Most recently in the 200,000 range when we look at the Dr. Octopus and Kingpin three-star feature arenas. So what does this all mean for round two predictions? So for the top 800 for the four-star feature Medusa arena, that should come in around 5.5 million. This is going more with that traditional trend where we saw the drop between round one and round two, and not the most recent where we've seen with Dr. Octopus and Kingpin similar cutoffs between round one and round two. Now with the top 10%, it's pretty for the four-star basic, it's pretty cut and dry, right? There's been very similar results with a slight tweak up, so that with that being the case, you go to 2.3 million with 11 to 25% coming in at 1.56 million. And real quick, back over on the four-star feature, if you're going to go after the 11% tier, you should target around the 2 million range. Now, lastly, when you look at the three-star feature, there's always been a drop between round one and round two. Most recently, again, 200,000. So that puts this from the previous results we had to right around 1.33 million, with 11 to 25% coming in at 655. Now, again, these are the trend line predictions, not necessarily a safe target zone you want to go after. You just want to go try to exactly the number that you're going to come up. And again, past results, trends do not guarantee they're going to be exactly right. And again, we saw that with the four-star feature in the first round here. So with that being the case, here are the kind of the grind targets that I recommend if you really want to get this champ. And in the case of Medusa, for the four-star feature, you'll see that I go back to 16.5. And the reason being here, if that recent last two results where round one and round two have been the same for new champs, and that's the case again, then you'll need to go to 16.5 to make sure you get her. When we look at Old Man Logan, that 2.2 number that we're seeing is pretty consistent here of the recent last similar arenas. So 2.5, you wouldn't need to go much higher than 2.5 to make sure you get Old Man Logan. And lastly, for Medusa, for the three-star feature, if you want to make sure you get her, go to about 1.37. Now, again, these is for these Brian targets and these predictions. All of these are for the veterans bracket. So if you're looking, and if you're in the beginners bracket or intermediate bracket, here are some typical ranges to kind of go after. It's even less of a data science or trend analysis when you look at these brackets because there's just less data out there to actually run any data science against or any trend analysis against. So something to these are just general ranges to kind of keep in mind though if you are in those. And I can tell you specifically for the intermediate bracket, the Medusa four-star feature, I was able to get her for 1.7 million. So that 1.6 million plus is probably a good target to go after if you're trying to get Medusa in the four-star feature from the intermediate bracket. The rest of it's just a general frame of reference. And to be quite honest with you, the rest of this data is as well, even for the veterans bracket, just to kind of give you an idea what to target for. So anyway, these are my thoughts on the first round results as well as the second round predictions for the Medusa and Old Man Logan arenas. If you have any questions, throw them down in the comment section. And if you want to discuss any of these predictions or especially if you have any differences of opinion, we'd love to discuss it in the comment section as well. And of course, if you like this video, I'd really appreciate hitting that thumbs up like button. And if you like this and other videos that I have on the channel, would really appreciate a subscribe. Other than that, thanks a lot for having a great, thanks for stopping by and have a great day.